Royal Family, what we're not going to do is get complacent and lazy. Today, I'm going to help you get your life in order in 5 simple steps. Let's go. I know what it feels like to be complacent, to become lazy, to feel like the world is against you. And that's why I'm here to bring you into the light, to show you that there is hope. We all go through it. We all have these slumps. But what's important is the ability to pull ourselves back into the light, to pull ourselves towards ourselves, if you will. And today we're going through the 5 steps that ensured that I get it together. Now, don't be fooled. I mean, I don't have it together all the time. I may look like I have it together, but sometimes I'm going through a whirlwind of emotions, of situations. But what is important is that you recognize that this is a moment that it's not working out. This is a moment that I'm in a slump. And then use the 5 steps to pull yourself together. Step 1, set goals. Now, while this may be very simply said, it's easy to say, just set a goal. How do you set a goal? What kinds of goals do you set? It's very easy to say, I'm going to get my life in order. That's a goal. Is it really doable? What if you don't know the fundamentals of getting your life in order? So perhaps it is about setting a SMART goal. And if you're thinking about how you want to do this, SMART goals is something that is realistic, it's measurable, it gives you a timeline in terms of when to achieve it, and it really is something that makes sense as opposed to just having a goal in the air and you're not intelligently working towards it. If you want to know more about how to set SMART goals, please click on my video. There you will find the steps to do SMART goals. But basically, the crux of setting a SMART goal is you really just want to set smaller goals, which is achievable and realistic, so that it inevitably reaches your bigger goal. So for example, in terms of getting your life in order, perhaps one of the major goals in your life is that you want to grow in your career and you want to take the next step towards a promotion. So that's your major goal. It can either happen in 2 years, it can happen in 5 years, perhaps it could only happen if you move jobs. So setting these smaller goals, are you able to do the craft really well? Do you need to upskill? Do you need a further degree to make sure that you are recognized in the craft that you are applying in? Are you able to manage a set of people that allows you to perform well in that particular craft? For example, if you are in a management position and now you want to go into an executive management position, it requires managing more people. Are you ready to manage that kind of level? Do you understand certain lingos in terms of executive management? Do you understand what to do in terms of having your life together so that you can manage the newfound role? And as you look at those little questions, you find that you start seeing there's some goals that you need to meet. Perhaps you realize, I need to study my master's degree so that I can be recognized for this career choice. Or that I need to do a little people management course so that I can understand how to manage a bigger workforce. So when you start asking these questions, you start putting it down in small goals, and ultimately it helps you to reach your bigger goal. It's always important to understand where you're going. So if you don't know where you're going, you're pretty much working all over the place. But if you have direction, if you're setting these goals and you're doing it smartly, it will churn out a positive result. The next step is prioritizing your task. This seems like a no-brainer, but when you're busy and feeling overwhelmed, you feel like you need to do all the things all at once, and then sometimes you just end up doing nothing at all. This has happened to me numerous times. So, how do we prioritize? Make a list of the big goals first. It's called Eat the Frog method, where you tackle your biggest task first and then your medium and small tasks. It is a game changer. When you get the difficult things out of the way first, it starts feeling lighter. You feel like the world is a better place to live in. Try it. I guarantee you will have a better day. The other thing I like to do is to focus on one task at a time. Now, being a woman, you know how we are. We like to be all over the place all at once. We're busy talking about something, checking our phone, looking at our kids, trying to focus at home. If we're working from home, it's even more chaotic. But if we try to do the difficult tasks first and focus it one at a time during a quieter period of our day, then we get tasks done faster. If you're trying to do everything all at once and you're trying to have your hands in all the pots, thinking that you're going to get all done faster, it's not going to work. And you're going to feel more overwhelmed and more stressed, and it's not going to be a good day for you. Step 3, create routine. If I don't put it in my calendar, it doesn't get done. Being a mom, a wife, a career woman, you've got to have it together by diarizing what you need to get done. Also, kids come with their own set of tasks that they need to get done and duties that they need to fulfill. And as they get older, it just gets busier. So if you try and plan out your calendar and stick by what you say, if you're going to have a 15-minute break, best be sure that you take a 15-minute break. Because when you don't make the promises that you said you're going to keep to yourself, it's not going to work. So try and be disciplined in that. It's very difficult when you're trying to juggle tons of things all at once. But if you just focus task at hand, plan it, and put it in your calendar, it starts to make sense and it all starts to come together nicely in a beautiful song. I even schedule TV time, pray time, play time, reading time on my calendar. And it makes a huge difference. There's many days that I would just slump down on the TV with no direction, no planning, no order of things. And those are the days I feel incredibly overwhelmed. I feel like I don't have my life together. And then I'm always like, tomorrow I gotta get it together. But when I plan it and I have a system of things and know what I'm doing in my calendar, it just makes sense. And it feels better. It takes the weight off my shoulders because I've written it down, I've planned for it, and I know there's a time allocated to it. So I don't need to keep thinking about what I need to get done. Step 4, manage your time wisely. I am a binger and I like to sit and watch series for long hours and lose track of what's happening in life sometimes. Because it's something that I use maybe as my therapy, something that I use to just forget about my problems maybe. And I realized that the more I sit down in front of the TV and just binge, the less I'm actually dealing with my life and the less productive I am. I actually end up feeling more depressed. I feel more agitated. I don't feel the best version of myself. When I decided to just manage my time better, it started to feel better in my mind. I started to feel less overwhelmed and it doesn't feel stressful because life is stressful. There's so many moving parts. And if you don't manage that time very precisely, it can feel like a magnificent ball of chaos that you can't control. And as you get older, especially if you're someone that is managing your family as well as your work life and you're trying to have a balance with also being mentally healthy, it does take a toll on you. So it's important to just try and be disciplined in that factor. Step number 5, seek support or help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. There's nothing wrong with saying, I cannot do this all by myself. I need help. There's so many ways or avenues that you can seek help. Talk to your partner, make them understand where you are at. Work together as a team. Find solutions to your chaotic life by perhaps playing to your strengths. If you're better at organizing the calendar, perhaps organize the calendar on a Sunday and then you have a plan for the rest of the week. Whether it is what your kids are eating, what you're eating, what you got to get done for the week, and work together with your partner hand in hand to get it done the right way. Perhaps also telling someone how you're feeling or what you want to do for the week or the month or the year keeps you accountable because you don't want to let that person down because you've said, I want to do X, Y, and Z. Some people resort to social media. If weight loss is your goal, then there's tons of influencers that have resorted to social media to keep themselves accountable. If that is something that works for you, then go ahead and do it so that you know that there's people watching. There's people that are going to say something if you don't achieve what you said you're going to achieve. Whatever works for you, remember, you only have one life. So do what works for you. Do what brings you joy. Do what uplifts you. Do the thing that keeps you happy and keeps you peaceful. Getting your life together is a journey. It's not a destination. And you're going to have ups, you're going to have downs. You're going to find the right way to do it. You're going to fall back into a slump. You're going to get yourself back up. These 5 steps are just a guiding tools to help you in the times that you find yourself in a slump. It's normal to not have perfection. It's normal to feel frustrated. It's normal to feel stress. It's normal to feel overwhelmed. It's okay to feel those emotions, but feeling them alone is not okay. Thinking that there's no way out is not okay. You do have a way out, and there's so many ways that you can help yourself. I hope that these 5 steps are helpful to you. And remember, when it gets chaotic, and perhaps the 5 steps are not something you can get to right now, close your eyes, sit in silence for a few minutes, and talk to the universe and ask for some guidance. Because I promise you, when you turn towards yourself, the answers will come. Thank you for choosing the front row with myself, Roanna Moodley. It's been a pleasure. I appreciate you. Cheers.